Well, hello. I am going to attempt again to try and make a quick video about this book called Castle by Rusty McClure and Jack Efron. This book was written, it's published in 2009, and it's the first edition printing. It's a hard copy with the jacket. This is what the hard copy cover looks like, just plain black. Obviously a jacket cover. It's a pretty good book. If you're in the Coral Castle, you've probably seen this. It's modern. It's recent. It's 2009. It's pretty factual, well-researched dive into Coral Castle and Ed. It doesn't go into a lot of speculation, although it mentions a lot of people who do speculate. Doesn't seem off the cuff to be all that interesting, but I've got a question, and that is, what does Rusty McClure know? Because it's got some interesting similarities to A Book in Every Home. So, I'm just going to dive right into it. Let's start off with Ed. What do we know about Ed? Everything Ed is Sweet 16. Come on, that's the first place we go. It's the first place we start. We open up. We've got the title page. We've got the copyright page. We've got the dedication to Ed. Okay. Oh, bam. There you go. Okay. And the first thing we walk into is a quote. Sweet 16. Whenever you mention her name, someday she will return to him when his labor and love gain fame. Anyway, so Sweet 16. We know that's just, come on, The Book in Every Home, Ed, Sweet 16. So let's go right there. Let's go to 16. So if you know anything about Ed, and you know anything about Sweet 16, you know anything about A Book in Every Home, you know that Ed uses the margins in A Book in Every Home. Okay? So let's make a quick comparison. We got page 16, and let's do some inference. Okay, let's just go summarize this whole page in general. Okay, this is all about Ed coming to America. Okay, he was a little man. The height that is listed, Ed's claim, estimate, government clerk, seems to be exaggeration, given that Ed's real height, according to his neighbors, closer to 5 feet tall. Closer to 5 feet tall. Well, we all know that's bullshit, but it's interesting that that's here. I have a feeling that documents Christ's passage to America after this himself landman, works daily wages, daily labor, nationalized Russian, Lithuanian, Lithuania, Latvia, Baltic region, okay. Family, Lithuanian, passenger, can't play dollars, okay, quick, and nuptials, pending nuptials, Agnes, interesting, stage, okay, so, it's about Ed coming to America, okay, but let's go and let's make a comparison to A Book in Every Home, and let's go ahead and right to the margins, because we know Ed uses the margins in A Book in Every Home. Homestead, government, real height, listed daily wages, Lithuania areas, what? Oh, that's weird. That looked like liar at first. Huh, strange. Anyway, dollars, okay, immigrants, America, nuptials, Ed, third class, crossing lines, okay, so page 16, got some interesting stuff on the margin. It's not as much interesting on this margin. Maybe. But anyway, this margin's kind of interesting because it's got a lot of interesting relations to Book in Every Home. Ed talks about the government, talks about America, talks about dollars, uses the margins himself, and then we can talk about Ed's forms, where that's interesting because his real height, closer to 5 feet tall, daily wages, Lithuanian, but it's actually Latvian, homestead, that's interesting. So, just as a quick comparison, we can go over to Book in Every Home, and you can go right to page 3 of A Book in Every Home, and that's got one of my favorite examples of Ed's margins. Okay, right here. D loves soil. Ed loves soil. That's interesting that he uses the negative and reads it backwards. Ed love soil. And what's interesting about page 3 is then you can go over to page 4 and you'll find development. Oh, where are you? Come on. Okay, there you are. Development to work. Nursery to soil. Huh. What's interesting is, okay, he talks about the government and everything in this book, and of course, his Sweet 16, and nursery to soil. Ed is listed in one of his naturalization papers as a gardener. So, it's interesting that he talks about how Ed's papers here listing himself. So what's the natural progression from page 16? I don't know, 17? Not so interesting, but let's be Ed about it. Let's think about it. Let's go all the way up to 71 and mirror 17. So we mirror it over 71. It's interesting because there's an immediate reference to a book in every home. And that's funny because I got it right here. And, same picture. It's interesting. Okay, so on the form, wait, hold on, what form? Are we talking about forms again? Yes, because here, the decision to become a citizen. So Rusty McClure goes from 16 to the mirror of 17. Immediately keep talking about Ed's papers, his naturalization papers from the National Archives. On the form, spelled his name, described himself, fair complexion, 120 pounds. He was now, according to the form, 5'7" tall. Well, that's interesting, because he was, on the last page we looked at, he was talking about his height. That's interesting. Naturalization papers. Oh, that's interesting. There's the number 17. 71. That's just interesting. Oh, and look. There's Ed's naturalization numbers. Still see these? Doorway. Debate. Numbers. Interesting. Numbers. The certificate number itself. Petition number. Oh, petition. And that's funny because in a book in every home where he uses the margins, it's funny because in 3 and 4 he talks about being a gardener, and his petition lists him as a gardener. So, anyway, himself, wheat, form. So, it's interesting because Rusty McClure is alluding to Ed's naturalization papers and how he doctored them, and the rumors, and a book in every home. So, what's the next natural progression? Because on 16, McClure mentioned dollars. And what's funny is if you go to a book in every home and you go to page 5, which follows 3 and 4, the ones where we just looked in the margins, let's look at page 5. 3, 4 is where we looked in the margins, nursery to soil. And we go right here, right? Percent. 100%. Dollars. That's funny. Experience. Right. Thing. Reserved. Federal Reserve? No. Never. Maybe. No. Produced. The cent. Reserved. That's strange. Anyway. So, what about 100%? Well, what if 116 is somewhere we need to go? That wouldn't be weird, would it? 116. That couldn't hold anything interesting on it, could it? I don't know. Cryptic. Alien technologies? Oh, wait. Let's not talk about Eric Von Daniken. Let's just leave him completely out of this. Strange. It mentions Joe Bullard as well. Interesting. Alright, I'm just fucking with you. Let's really look at what's here. Okay. Share of they, then, and tons for university did made of Florida reply. Small map. Note the negative. Unwavering new electric. Note the negative. Indecipher. In ed cipher. Note the negative. He believed it. I think that's a smile. Unwavering new electric. Indecipher. He believed. Unwavering small map.